music. This is Q Radio. Coming up to 11:30, I'm Brian Reynolds. This is your Q Cafe, live right across Mid-Antrim. Now, have a listen to this. Now, when I hear music like that and the bells jingling and the whole thing, it just really makes me think Christmas, right? It's like Christmas has arrived. Well, you might remember from last year that little character became a huge character on social media. His name was Bertie the Bear. Well, he has made his comeback. Like all good celebrities, he's back this year again. And I tell you, it's going to be a huge hit. It's doing exceptionally well already. And I'm joined in the studio by Alison Moore from Ballymena Bid. She's the Ballymena Bid manager. And Stephen Reid, who was the creative director behind this new Ballymena Bear piece. It's called Miracle on Bershane Street, a.k.a. Ballymena Bear 2. Alison, first of all, let's talk about how did the idea actually come about? Because Ballymena Bear, it's something different, it's quite unique. Give me some background.
We enlisted Stephen last year, and really the idea was Stephen's. We enlisted Stephen last year to create an ad that would promote the town as a whole, and he came up with Bertie the Bear. It was so successful last year with over 100,000 views that we decided this year, when we were planning for Christmas again, to talk to Stephen, see what he could come up with for this year. So it's very much been top secret. I personally only got a taster of it as we got closer and closer. So Stephen was really left carte blanche to go out again and think up a new story, and I have to say he has not disappointed us.
And you come up with a bear last year, Stephen. Why a bear in particular? Of all the things you could have chosen, what made you think, you know what, a bear going around Ballymena? How did that come about?
Well, off the bat, we wanted to come up with a character that people are going to sympathise with, and people sympathise most with a character that's simple and something that maybe has a connection, especially to their childhood. Everybody's had a bear, so that was kind of why we thought we should use the bear. And the other reason we thought the bear would be good was we knew it had to be a character. And I was visiting a craft market in the town, saw a stall for a local business who made handmade bears, and I thought, well, if we can get somebody local who makes handmade bears, that's a bear, that's perfect.
And the character's brilliant, and I went back last night to re-familiarise myself with the original Ballymena Bear, and I was watching the story, and for people who haven't seen it, I would say most people across Mid-Antrim probably have at this point, but we were first introduced, you correct me now if you see a difference in the story, I chucked out of English lit and whatever. First introduced to the Ballymena Bear, he fell off a van on Castle Street in the town. He was a wee sad bear at that time, and some Christmas magic essentially brought him to life. He goes on a quest to find a little girl who will look after him, care for him. And then throughout the journey, he visits different shops in Ballymena. He gets a real vibe for the place, becomes increasingly happy via the shopping experience, as many people do, and ultimately finishes up then finding a little girl to care for him. How does this year's video, because I know it's very fresh, I've only seen it myself last night, I know it's going mad in social media already. How does the story differ this time?
Well, we had such good success with what we did last year, we decided let's revisit some of the same ideas, but let's just take it to another level. Let's develop the story, add a completely new angle into it. There's a bit of a big surprise this year.
What can you tell? I know you want to keep it tightly under wraps. We want people to see it. Can you give us any kind of premise at all as what the story is?
Well, now this
without a spoiler.
Without a spoiler. Okay. Well, we'll say he finds love. Let's put it that way. But we have developed the story. We kind of think that this will be our Home Alone 2. Similar ideas, but we've taken it to a new level. We've had a bit more fun with it this year as well. It's a lot more faster paced than last year's. A lot more happens.
For people, Alison, who aren't familiar with Ballymena Bid, give me some idea as to what it is. What do you do?
Ballymena Bid is short for Ballymena Improvement District, and what we seek to do is improve the town in terms of visitors coming in, for traders who are there. We spend quite a bit of money in marketing, advertising the town, and this is really one of our key things in the run up to Christmas. The ad will kick off another 4 weeks, starting on Saturday the 3rd of December. We will have entertainment in the town in the run up to Christmas to try and encourage footfall, encourage more people to come and experience what Ballymena has to offer. The traders have been exceptionally helpful in terms of letting Stephen in to film at various hours of day and night. Some of them even had to put Christmas decorations up a couple of months ago to let them in to do some
So that
of the
happens in
filming.
Ballymena anyway.
Yes, it snowed in Ballymena about 6 weeks ago as well for the first time in a large car park. So there's been a huge amount of work has gone into this, a huge team effort, and we have to thank Stephen for that. But I would really encourage people who haven't seen it. It was launched last night at midnight. Already, when we've had a look just before we come into the studio, we have already got about 27,000 views across various places for that.
Many views did you get to last year?
Last year we reached 100,000, and Stephen was just telling me it took 5 days to get to 20,000 last year. So already this year we've beat that
Over a quarter
in a matter of
away
hours.
there,
It was launched last night at midnight, and as I say, we've hit around 27,000 so far. So please go have a look at our Ballymena Means Facebook page. We're trying to promote the branding for Ballymena Means Business, Ballymena Means Shopping, Ballymena Means More. So everyone is something that Ballymena means to them. Go on to Facebook and view it, or it's also on YouTube as well, or our ballymenameans.com website.
Okay, Stephen. The one thing I did notice the difference between last year's video and this year. I think there was a big focus last year on a number of retail outlets across the town. This year, I thought personally there was more of a focus on the actual story, and it brought Ballymena in, encompassed the town obviously, but I thought there was more of a focus on the bear and I can't tell the rest of the story, but
Yeah.
his new love. Was that a conscious decision?
Yes, it was. There's a very big challenge when you're promoting somewhere like a town because you want to show off the actual town itself. There's various people involved who want to see a certain amount of the town, but you run the risk if you show too much of, say you show too many shops, at some point people figure out, oh, this is an advert.
Yeah.
We were able to tell from statistics last year on YouTube, we could tell at what point people stopped watching, and they stopped watching right in the middle of showing off businesses. So this year we were very careful to try and weave showing off the town into the story a lot more. It was a strategic move.
And I suppose that shopping list, if you could say that, of businesses, it almost becomes diluted, I suppose, in many ways for the business. If there's too much focus on switching between multiple retail premises, all because you have 2 or 3 minutes in which to make your presentation. Alison, in monetary terms, and I appreciate you can't put a figure on it, but response from the retailers, response from people coming into the town, how successful was last year's film?
It's very difficult to put a figure on it. I would say though that we have always had to work on a shoestring budget, as it were. The bid does collect a levy from businesses in the town, all of which contribute, but it doesn't mean that we have a huge amount of money to spend, and that levy, when it comes in, does have to do us for the next 12 months. So we aren't like some of the massive retailers that have a huge marketing budget. So we've always had a shoestring to work on here, and I think the success we've had out of this, given that what we spend in our Christmas ad is nothing like some of the huge multiples may be able to spend. Last year we certainly got great feedback from traders. We got great coverage across various press articles, and we were delighted with it. So let's just hope this year is bigger and better.
And your phone's ringing mad hot there too. a great response. Listen, this video is going viral already. Bertie the Bear, all you got to do is look for Miracle on Brashane Street or Ballymena Bear 2, and you'll find this. Just type it into Google, you're going to get to it anyway, and I'll give out details of those other websites that Alison mentioned later on. Listen guys, thanks very much. Wish you every success with this. I think it's a cracker. Right, on the way very soon, talking to local chef Fiona McLarnon. She will be talking turkey.